Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is currently 6:52. We are off to a later start. One thing that I've learned is that there are forces that will really try to get in the way when you're trying to do something great. And I've learned, and I feel like I've mastered the art of being patient and just working through when things are sent my way to like distract me or upset me or irritate me. But it took a while to get here. So anyway, last night I heard so many things to like talk about, and I'm like, oh, and heard meaning from God, like, oh, talk about this, talk about that, talk about this. And I'm like, God, there's so much to talk about. What do these beautiful beings need to hear? Like, what do they need? What do they need to become better people, to live lives that are beautiful, to love people, to forgive people? What do they need? And so I figured I'll just share more of my journey to help you to start somewhere, because life does get better and it is truly beautiful, but there is work that needs to be done. So let's talk about my detox from social media. Oh, baby. So around the time after I got back from the retreat with Lanice, my life like changed. And then it got, in like lamer terms, it got worse before it got better. There was so much healing and so much uprooting that happened during that retreat, and I felt so good about it. Like, I could see my future, I could see what I would be doing. Like, that's how deep it got during that retreat. We meditated, we did breath work, we sat by the river or the lake and journaled. Like, we did some deep stuff, okay? And so I was feeling great. I was like, oh my goodness, I found my people. Like, I have found my world that I want to live in. And so the trip was over and we flew back. On the way back, I met this man, Mr. John, and everything on this trip was like divine alignment. You know, the conversation that me and Mr. John had was beautiful, and it helped my soul so much. We were talking about religion, we were talking about God, we were talking about people, we were talking about everything, and it really, really resonated with me. And so I appreciated that. I got home and I started like, wait, what's wrong? Like, something's wrong. Something's not right. And at first I was kind of like scared about it and sad about it, because I was feeling a little down. I was feeling sad. I was feeling like I didn't want to be bothered by people. I just wanted to be in my own bubble, really. And that's not like me. So I was feeling like I was like depressed. And I'm like, but why am I depressed? Like, I just had the best time of my life. And what was really happening was the work. There were so many things that I didn't even know I subconsciously had suppressed, right? Like relationships that I had with people that were not the best, that I was still hurt by, that I was saying I didn't care about. Just a lot of identity things that I wasn't really aware of until this time in my life. So I'm like, okay, I'm just probably in a funk or whatever. I'm gonna let it go. Anyway, that turned into a 9 to 10 week hibernation. And in this time, I really sat with myself, and I really sat with all of my emotions. And I basically was like, we're going to deal with all this stuff now, because we got places to go. We have places to go. We got things to do. And we have to be equipped in order to become, right? Like, we have to raise the vibration in our vessel, because this version of Abby cannot hold the space for where the next version of myself is going. So it was just something that I kind of was like, you know what? I'm feeling a little detached from social media, and I just feel like I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it now was just like out of bad habit. It's not because I was like genuinely interested in like what people had going on. I just was very disconnected. I wasn't posting any much. I just felt like I didn't want to be on social media. And so I trusted that feeling, and I just fell off the face of the earth. off of all social media. I just deleted it all. I deleted every single social media, and I was more attached to Instagram. And so it was a little harder for me to delete Instagram because I felt like I have a positivity pod, and in that pod I speak to the people who are in that pod, and I felt a little bad for deleting my Instagram. And so many people message me daily saying how much the messages in my positivity pod have helped them, or like they look forward to my messages. There are times where like I wasn't even like posting in my positivity pod, and people would message me like, hey, you haven't said anything in there in a couple of days, like I've been waiting. And I'm like, oh snap, people really are paying attention to me. Right? We never really think people are paying attention to us, but so I deleted it still. Like I had to talk to my husband, and he was like, babe, like they're going to be okay. Like you got to put yourself first. And bingo, right? When he said that, I was like, you're right. Here I am, knowing that I need a break and knowing that I need to disconnect. But here I am putting other people before me. Red flag. So I deleted it, and my life changed. My life literally, quite literally changed. I didn't realize how much I was attached to social media, how much my phone was in my hand, how I was checking my phone when I wake up, checking my phone anytime like I have a squirrel moment. It's like, oh, let me look on social media. Oh, let me look on Instagram and see what everyone's doing. And then it's just taking more away from you than it is actually doing for you. And somebody asked me how did I have the discipline to stay off of social media? A lot of things, guys, is really just about making your mind up, right? Like if you decide that you want to be different and you feel like you're being distracted by social media, which 100% of us usually are distracted. I won't say 100, I'll say 90%, because there is a nice 10% out there that really does just use Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and stuff like that for business, which is where I'm at now. But yeah, the art of detachment. And really just, guys, you have to make your mind up. Do you want to be better or not? Do you want to be more fulfilled or not? Do you want to get to know yourself again or not? Because social media has a tendency of numbing us, right? It has a tendency of us constantly looking at everybody else's life and feeling more and more sad about our life, because it seems like we're the only ones that are sad and everybody else is so happy and thriving, right? And yeah, I deleted it, and I lived a great life off of social media. Like I got back in tune with reality. Like it sounds crazy. Like, and I was not even somebody who was like deeply into social media, but like once I got off, I started like appreciating the trees and appreciating the butterfly. Well, I've always loved butterflies, so let me not lie there, but like I would go on drives and I would roll the windows down and just enjoy the sun and, just like smiling and happy for reasons that I created, not because I got instant gratification from Instagram, or I got a comment on my video, or I got a like and now I'm feeling great. Like that is to an extent seeking validation. And that was something that I didn't want to admit to myself. Like I was a fitness and inspiration to a lot of people, and I found a lot of my identity in fitness, which is not bad, but for me, I was like, wait a minute. I'm literally sitting here being so hard on myself about not going to the gym, about, oh, if I didn't do this today, like, and it's like, Abby, what are you in a rush for? Why are you rushing? Why are you trying to become this person by the end of 2025? Like we're all rushing. We're running a race. Think about it. You're running a race. You feel like you got deadlines to make all this stuff happen so that you can be rich and famous. And that's what society has done to us. But you need to wake the hell up and realize that it is not a race, baby. You are clearly seeing that it's not a race because you are way behind, right? Like if you look at life as a race, you are way behind. You haven't made any of the goals you wanted to meet yet. And it's because you're putting too much pressure on yourself, baby. Like you need to slow down. And that was like the best thing that I could have said to myself. Good morning, Ola Bola. No, mama. No. I love you, but don't come over this cord. Come on. Good morning, baby. Good morning. Good morning. You and Amara and y'all interruptions in my videos. What was I saying? Help me, spirit. What was I saying? Slow down. That was the best thing I could have said to myself. It's like I took a deep breath and I was like, wait, why am I in such a rush? And since I've slowed down, everything feels better, honestly. Like everything feels better. I am in competition with nobody. I never was in competition with anyone, but even more so now, like I'm in my own lane. I'm doing my own thing and I'm taking my time. I have no reason to rush and neither do you. So like if that's like two things that I could give you, it would be detach from social media, take a break and go touch some grass, okay? How do you get off of social media? Just get off. Make your mind up. You can do anything, like you can literally do anything you want to do if you make your mind up about it. It just takes a lot of willpower because a lot of us have gotten lazy. A lot of us have become victim to our depression and our anxiety and our overthinking, and we really don't think that there's anything out there for us, but that's not true. You can get rid of the anxiety, you can get rid of the depression, you can get rid of the overthinking, you can get rid of the insecurity. You just have to detach from things that are distracting you. That's friendship groups, that's relationships, that's social media, that's working environments, that's all of those things. Detach. And go into some hibernation mode. Go by yourself somewhere. And I don't even obviously if you're in a relationship, you can't be by yourself. But what I mean by go be by yourself is be intentional about taking time out to get your mind right. So you don't need any distractions. You need to be extremely focused. You need to be ready and willing to make the changes that you need to make in order to have a better life. But it is absolutely possible. It's very simple. I always tell my clients, people think that growth is like this huge algebra equation, but it really is just day by day believing in yourself and getting up and believing in what you can't see. Believe what you can't see. Write down what you want in your life, with no limitations, none. Write it all down, what you want in every aspect of your life. And once you can write down what you want, now you need to start believing that you're going to have it without a doubt. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. I'm trying to tell y'all, last year, this time, I was just getting out of a year, okay? A year I think the last 2 years have really the hardest years of my life. Not gonna lie to y'all. And I'm saying that to say I made it out of that. By God's grace and by me believing in myself, me trusting in myself, and me doing the necessary work. Well, how do I know what to do? Start with small things. Go to the areas in your life that seem troubled, that don't seem fulfilling. Go to those areas of your life and say, what am I supposed to be learning from this in my life? Why do I feel sad every day I wake up? Most of the time, you're sad not because of anything that happened like yesterday or anything surface level. You're sad because you're suppressing emotions. You're trying to run this race and you're never taking a moment to stop and drink some water. You just keep trying to run, right? You're running and running and running and running and running. Then you're wondering, why am I feel like I'm about to pass out? You haven't stopped to take some water. Drink some water. And in other words, take care of your emotions. Emotions are there as a radar. Oh, something's off. Explore it. Get to the root of it. Get to the reason. Because a lot of times we're blaming certain things and it is usually something completely different. So become more aware. Right? That's the best thing you could ever do for yourself is becoming more self-aware. Self-awareness. I am choosing all of these things in my life. Everything is a choice. You are not stuck in anything. I know it feels like that. I know you feel like I don't have no options. I got to do this. Every time you say you ain't got no options, you ain't got no options. You need to start saying, I got options. And let them appear in your life. You are cutting yourself off before you even give yourself a chance because of your words. Your words are powerful. Anything you say can come true. And most of the times, our lives are reflections of the things we say and we think. Think about it. I want to talk about so many things in this video. Victim mentality. Stop being stuck, okay? The best thing you can do for yourself is take accountability for your life, take control of your life, and say, I am no longer a victim. I'm just not a victim anymore. I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to keep pointing the finger at all these people and saying, this is why I'm like this. No, you're like this because you're choosing to be like that. That's why you're like that. You're choosing it. You rather take your pain and let it ruminate in you and create poison and then spill out the poison instead of seeing the pain, feeling the pain, processing the pain, and transmuting the pain so that you can continue to be a beautiful person, because we are all beautiful people. Life happens, and then because we're not aware of the fact that life is happening for us, we think that life is happening to us. We become mean and angry, resentful. Our guards are up. Our hearts are closed. Our minds are closed. Although we all want the same thing. We all just want to be loved. We all just want to be appreciated. We all just want to have a good life. You can have that. You can absolutely have that. It all starts in your mind. It's in your mind. It's in your words. It's in your heart. Start speaking positively to yourself. There's just so many levels of you could literally change your life in a day. You could. Detach from things that don't serve you. Slow down. Raise your self-awareness. And believe in the things that you cannot see. Did I say talk positively? Speak it and believe it and watch it happen for you. I love you. I'm going to end this with another thingy out of my book, and we're going to see what it says. And Abby wrote all of these things in this book. So, ready? Wow. Y'all, I know you've seen that. I don't make this stuff up. If you're watching this, you need to be here and you made it, okay? Take initiative on the things that I've said to you. This was October 31st. It doesn't matter where you are. You can still be effective. Meaning it doesn't matter what your circumstances are. You have a gift. Use it. What's your gift? Who are you? What is your purpose? Slowing down but keeping momentum is key. Just because you slow down doesn't mean you fell off. That's a word, baby. That's a word. That's a word. I'm going to read this one to you too. Some relationships are simply seasonal, and that is okay. The more we accept that some connections/relationships are supposed to be there for lessons and growth, the easier it'll be to let go when the time comes. Some people, baby, they came in your life to teach you something. What did you learn? What did you learn? Okay. And move with love. You'd be way better off if you just took the lessons out of the things that are coming in your life to teach you lessons. It ain't there to hurt you and destroy you. It's there to build you up, baby. That's what it's there for. You'll believe me one day. And then lastly, I'll read, alignment is more important than history. And that goes into relationships with people. A lot of times we don't want to let people go, or we don't want to remove ourselves out of certain situations because of the history, which is okay. But if they're not aligned with you anymore and where you want to go, it's okay to just, create natural space. Don't just cut people completely off. I believe that that's a trauma response, right? But create natural space. If you see that somebody's not aligning with you anymore, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person and you're a better person, or they're stuck and you're trying to move forward. It just means that you guys are no longer on the same page. And it might take them some time to get to where you are. Pray for them, love on them, and mind your business. I know it's so easy to get mad at our friends when we're growing, or our partners, especially our partners. Once you start a growth journey, you'd be like, oh, you not growing. I gotta go. Give them a chance. See if they're even willing to grow or change. But that's my 2 cents, baby. I love y'all so much, and I am praying for each and every one of you that comes across this video. Do the work. It's very easy. Don't overcomplicate it. Baby, stop running. Drink some water. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Affluent Thoughts by Aubrey Asia Jade. That's me. That's me. That's all me. I love you guys. Thank you, God.